Hi there, Pat Fenner again from Breakthrough Homeschooling, and I want to talk to you today about how to craft teen-led learning experiences in high school. And what I mean by teen-led is, now I'm not suggesting mom and dad that we have anarchy during the 4 years your kids are in high school, but preparing them for life and really getting them engaged in learning and taking ownership of their learning is just really a gift that we have as homeschoolers, and being able to provide those experiences for our teens during their high school years. So we definitely need to grab hold of that and run with it while we can. And so by teen-led learning, what I mean is that there's a process that we can go through, and I'm going to outline it here, that we can take their interests, their bends, their goals, their desires, help craft a whole experience around them, and let them go well prepared for their future, whether it's college or career life in general. So let me walk you through 4 steps of how to do this process. I do have links below to some of the articles that I've written in the past, that in order that this video doesn't go on for 80 minutes, that has some material that you may want to look into, that I'll be referring to here. The first thing is 25 plus creative electives for your team for high school. And these are electives that you might not necessarily have thought about. Some of them are a little out of the box. Some might totally pique your kid's interest, and he or she might say, wait, what, I can study that in high school? Yes, you can. So start there and see if anything interests them. You may already have a list of things that they're interested in that you somehow want to incorporate into their college/career/life prep. And then you're ahead of the game. But that's there as a resource. The second thing that you want to do is have an idea of your teen's learning style. Again, there's another article there about how to discover their learning style. And because as you put together this course that will be delight directed, led by their interests, or at least with an idea of their interests and skills and goals, you want to have a combination of meeting their strengths. Okay, so you want to have a combination of activities that they do well at, that are their strengths and how they learn, but a combination of that and also developing their weaknesses. So just because they may not be, say, for example, a strong writer, doesn't mean you will never have them write, because they don't like it, because they don't feel like they're good at it, because that's a skill that they will need in some form or fashion in their lifetime. So you can balance that combination once you know how your child learns best, the combination of meeting their strengths and developing their weaknesses with activities and assignment ideas. Step 3 is that you're going to decide, is this going to be a full credit course or a half credit course? Generally speaking, a full credit course is about 150 study hours. That's a combination of if they're interning, if they're actually reading, if they're writing a paper, if they're watching a video, if you're doing a one-on-one lesson type thing with them. That's 150 hours is considered a 1 credit course, and consequently 75 hours is a half credit course. So you want this, whatever this syllabus is going to look like, whatever this program is going to look like that you're putting together, you want it to have, be meaty enough to be able to assign it a half credit or a 1 credit, to make it a half credit or 1 credit course. Step 4, if your student is college bound, make sure it fits into their transcript, into what their requirements will need, what they'll need for school. Again, I believe there'll be a link below to an article I've written about that. Basically, if your student is college bound, make sure you start looking into possible or potential colleges they may be interested in, and talking to guidance counselors, or not guidance counselors, admissions counselors in those schools to see what their requirements are. Sometimes you can just look them up online. Sometimes schools have them there. So you want to fit into that. A question I get all the time is, what does my state require for graduation? And unless you're a couple of the New England states that are pretty high requirement states, unless you're one of them, most of the time the graduation requirements do not apply to you as a homeschooler. They apply to students who complete the state's required courses for the public school. So make sure you double check and see what you're required. 9 times out of 10, the state does not require anything, but the college your kid might want to go to will require things. So check with that. If your student is not college bound, you have a little more flexibility. For example, a course that I talk about a lot because it was the first one we ever did and it was very creative, was our oldest son's auto repair class. Now, this was it was a 1 credit course. It was 2 half credits. But you can consider that life skills. You can consider that a tech course under science, science and technology, or you can even consider it career prep depending on how deep your student went with that, how much material they had to do, cover if it was a half credit or a 1 credit, for example, as well, if they really had to dig in and work at that. So you have a little more flexibility if your student is not college bound, only in terms of reporting, because you still want to have your kids definitely prepared, for whatever future God has for them. So those are the 4 steps that you're going to want to take to craft a teen-led learning experience in high school. Just to the short version, you're going to get ideas for electives that they may be interested in. Definitely assess their learning style so that you can create activities or assignments that will meet their strengths and develop their weaknesses. Decide whether you're going to have a 1 credit course at about 150 hours of study or a half credit at about 75, and then if they're college bound or not, that'll be how you'll fit that into their curriculum, into their transcript for the end of the year. So that is, that's not that hard, and it's a lot of fun. And honestly, when you teach, I just applaud all you moms and dads who are teaching high school homeschooling, because this is where you really get to see your kids bloom and blossom, and you get to be a part of that. You get to be on the sidelines encouraging them and cheering them on and gently guiding them. Don't get too strong about it, because we'll have our own journeys that we have to follow, but you do get to influence them, and it's a wonderful thing. A lot of responsibility, but a lot of wonderful payback. So go ahead, go give it a shot this year. Whatever, doesn't matter what year you're doing high school. Even if you have a middle schooler, give it a shot. This year, create something out of your teen, from your teen's interests and bends and strengths and dreams and goals, and see what they might want to do, and see how you can fit that into your curriculum, and have a great time doing it. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them below this video, or you can reach me at help@breakthroughhomeschooling.com. Hope this was very helpful to you, and I look forward to hearing stories about how you're going to use this in your homeschool, so please keep in touch. Thanks for your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.